devil will take their heads.
Yep. That's still a really good intro. That's such a good intro. So I will be playing through the first hour of Cuphead, a game that I didn't even know when it was going to come out because it's been in production for so long. But it was worth the wait. It was so worth the wait. The art style alone is worth the wait. And the fact that this storybook is real, like, this is all like a recording. It's oh man, the amount of detail that went into this game is just astounding. So I feel it was justified with how long it took. Like from the music to the film grain to just everything. This isn't part of the hour though, so as soon as I get control, I will. I'll start my timer here. I'm holding it up to the camera. There's no camera. Yeah. Even the loading screen, the little jaunty hourglass. Look at him, he's having such a good time. I think my favorite aspect is that Elder Kettle's like, okay, yeah, I know you fucked up. Here's here's a gun. Try not to die, I guess. Okay. Whoops, shit. Okay, no, I actually know this. Ah, fuck. Alright. So I'm gonna start my timer right now. Okay. Alright. Let's do some fucking cup things. What's up, guy? Wow. Oh, is this nice in the real world? Let's go spend some money. Pork Rinds Emporium. God, I love pork rinds so much. I'm gonna grab that spread. Oh, I can't grab the spread. Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna save up for the spread. Thanks, pork rind. Okay, so I can do the run and gun, or I can start. Why is this so well animated? Okay, so who's ready to watch me fail at this for about 20-30 minutes? Oh, right. Shit. I'm so good at this game. Ah, shit! Yeah, that was all my bad. This game has such a steep, Contra-esque learning curve. Also, the default controls are so trash that I've had to adjust them, so now I have to get used to my own trash controls. Why? I'm doing better than I thought. I say as I miss my. Oh fuck! Yeah, that was all on me. Gotta use those iframes, man. Gotta use those iframes. That was supposed to hit me. I don't know why it didn't. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. It's kind of hard to talk over this one and play. Oh, right, what am I doing? Oh, fuck. Yeah. Alright. One more time and then I'll grab the smoke grenade. Alright, this is not going great. This is not going great. Let me grab the smoke bomb, which is a ability that I was really good with when I played this a while ago. So I have played this game before. I never finished it because it is very difficult. The difficulty ramps up significantly. And like it's good. I've been waiting for this game for years now. Okay, so this is charm, right? Yeah, charm. Okay. I might need to change the loadout again. I'm not 100% sure yet.
Good day for a swell battle. Now go.
The smoke bomb gives me a little bit more room to escape. Fuck. And there I go. Yeah, I'm still not used to these controls. I might reset it to the default ones. Because I still find myself pressing X. I'm using a Xbox controller, and I still find myself using the default controls, so I might go back to that. Okay. Shit. Okay. So I don't know the default controls either. Maybe I should have worked this out before I started this. Oh, right. Have it. Oh, that was my bad. Okay. Turns out the default controls are still very shit.
A great slam and then some. You're up.
Wait. Okay. Oh my god, this is so bad. Now I have to wait. But yeah, this game had such a long development cycle, like a lot of people forgot about it, or like, hey, what about Cuphead? What happened to that game? Okay, this is better. This feels a lot better. So when it finally came out, it was like, oh man, Cuphead finally came out. I wonder if it's still good. I never go for these, so that's why I'm like real bad at grabbing them. So when it did finally come out, a lot of expectations were really low. People were like, man, this game is not going to be great. It's just going to be all hot air. Kind of like, it's going to be all like fake promises and shit. So when it did come out and it like blew people's minds, everyone was like super stoked about it. I know I was, for sure. This part sucks. Got it. So, one thing that bothers me is that the tombstone doesn't make sense when it splits. Small gripe, I guess, for a game that's hand-drawn in its entirety. Right, no, I don't want to look at the score. The score is awful. That's at least a C. Goopy Legrand. Forest Follies. This is the first. So when this game first came out, it was all just gonna be a boss rush. Now it's like it has like these little run and gun things, which kind of break up everything, which is nice. I do enjoy that it breaks up the boss levels a little bit, and they are just as tough as the bosses, if not a little tougher. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. So
Now go.
the running gun levels are just to get currency, so you can buy upgrades. They are not 100% vital for the game. If you want to, I guess, make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. But they're fun to do. They're, again, they break up the action a little, quite well. And it's not always, like, they fit each of the aesthetic, each world aesthetic. So like here it would be woodland since we're in the woods, and like, you know, down the road there'll be different ones for different areas, which is really nice. They didn't like, it doesn't feel tacked on as some people suggested. They actually put in thought and made it an enjoyable addition to the game that was only going to be boss rushes. If I fail one more time, I'm just going to move on, because I don't really need anything from the shop just yet. Other than the spread shot. Shit. Not doing too great here. This is a kill zone here. Yeah, I'm not going to make it either. Fuck. The reason I'm getting these pink things is because it's a multiplier. It's all for score. It's not for anything significant. Unless you are, you know, unless you're a score fiend. I know I hate getting a low score in this game. But then again, to play this game even remotely well, you need to be 100% focused and good at games like Contra. This is basically Contra with a nicer aesthetic, I want to say. Even though I'm going to assume... Well, Contra at the time was, like, mind-blowing, so I'm not going to discredit Contra. Even now, I guess, if you're into pixel art, it looks really good. Fuck. I missed that coin. That coin's gone. I can't get it without the pink thing. So those pink things are useful for some... Yeah, fuck this. I'm gonna continue. So this is purely for just coins. These are like, this is the actual meat of the game. So like, if you do break it down,
A brawl is surely brewing. It's on.
Oh shit, right. one of the easier bosses. Oh shit, right. It's 3 of them. It's hard to get these teardrops. It took me a while to figure out that carrots are just good for your eyes, so that's why he does this. Ooh, saw that coming.
Here's a real
I also do like that each world has their own aesthetic, so this is all like, you know, plants and forests and flowers and like potatoes apparently. This potato isn't. I don't need to use any super. Oh right. God damn it. I always forget about the onion. Carrot. It's better to just dodge those and try to like, outsmart it or like. Because it's last known location, so it's easier to predict. These carrots, though. Finally. Okay. Kind of going through these bosses pretty quickly. I say as this is like the first level. These are the first bosses. So see, they parry or anything that's pink in the world is a parry. So you just get score based on it. It's not really necessary. In the grand scheme, it builds super though, but there's an item from Pork Rind that just builds super over time, which is really good. Okay. So now that I know how to do that, one of the more frustrating earlier game bosses. I personally had a lot of difficulty with her, but she is one of the more visually striking ones, I would say. Some of her forms are very easily to predict, very easy to predict. Even, you know, if I just got hit by them. But she is a really cool boss. I got farther than I thought I could. Okay, so actually, before I do this, I need to get my super. It should be down here, I believe? Hey, buddy. Okay, so it's not down here. This is another run and gun. A slightly more difficult run and gun, honestly. I'm trying to find a place. Where is it? Is it this? No. Where the hell do I get my super from? Okay, so I have to. Okay, I remember now. So I have to do the frogs.
A brawl is surely brewing. It's on.
Shit.
Good day for us. Well,
I find myself looking at the background a lot more than the action. Because even, like, the backgrounds are so, like, lovingly put together. Like, from the dancers in the back to the lady absolutely losing her fucking mind in the front here. I don't know why they turned into a slot machine. I haven't the foggiest, honestly. I think this is the worst one, honestly. Yeah, this is the worst one. I don't mind the fire one, which is the devil, or the other one, which isn't as bad. Those aren't as bad. This one is just the devil, the bouncy tiger one is awful. Oh shit. That's early. My bad. 100% my fault. One thing that I really enjoy about this game is that when you fuck up, it's usually your fault. As far as I've encountered, I haven't encountered any like cheap deaths. In the sense that it was like the game just being, you know, unfair. Ah, shit. It's more trying to keep up with whatever the game is throwing at you currently, as opposed to cheap deaths. which, I don't know, artificially make the game more difficult. So this game isn't particularly difficult, it just, not to sound pompous, it does take a lot, it's a steep learning curve for sure, but it's more skill-based than, like, luck-based, I want to say. Like, it's not determinant of, you know, luck of the draw or someone picking something differently, or there is some amount of randomness with, like, you know, these things. Like, you don't know when he's gonna hit those orbs or in what pattern he's gonna hit them in. So there is some randomness, but what it boils down to is timing, skill, and how you progress through the game, basically. And if you progress through the game learning what to do, you're gonna beat the game. But if you think that the game is gonna just like be if you think the game's just gonna hand you the victory, you can expect to be very disappointed. Because that's one thing I really enjoy about this game. This game is punishing in the sense that it punishes you for mistakes that you make. Please don't, no, tiger, no tiger, no tiger. Fuck! Yes. So I've played this game previously, or yeah, before. I played it before, and I've never been like, oh man, this game is unfair. This game put me in a situation where I feel like I don't have the equipment or have learned the skills to beat it. From the get-go, you know this game is going to be difficult. You know what the game is going to start throwing at you, and you know how to handle any situation that arises thus far. So it really teaches you the basics and just continues being the basics, so to speak. Except this part. This part feels a little lazy. In the sense that they could have done so much more with this instead of just being this. So I'm basically trying to defend this urn from these ghosts. These ghosts. So, yeah, this is pretty much the most of it. It doesn't get... I will say it does get a little bit more challenging, but not enough to make it as challenging as, let's say, one of the world bosses or the run and guns. But then I feel like they want to make this as accessible as possible, so I guess that's why they made it so simple? So yeah, she gives you your super. One of 3 supers. You get 6 different weapon varieties, and you can slot them in either slot A or B. 3 supers, and 6 different charms. You can only have one applied at a time for any of them. Which is a good way to balance everything if you want the spread shot and, let's say, the quick rapid fire weapon that I was using. So we're accidentally robbing this guy. Sorry, coin dude. The first time I played this game, I thought if I walked by him, he would just take all my coins, so I just didn't go this way for, like, the longest time. And then I'm like, you know what, I don't have any coins, let me just walk up to him, and turns out I'm the one robbing him. That's how it
This
be
match will get
in
red
Inkwell Isle.
hot. Now go.
I will say the one charm that I would probably work for is the super one. That makes my super recharge a lot faster. Ow. God damn it. I like that this game flirts dangerously with being a bullet hell game. Oh, shit. Shit. I also love that they have little quips when you lose, depending on what form they're on, which I thought was a pretty nice touch.
A brawl
Nice
is
taunt
surely
touch.
brewing. Here goes.
But yeah, she's one of the more challenging bosses, I want to say. Oh shit, yeah, I got really distracted. Oh shit, wrong button. Shit. Oh shit. Also, this part is very RNG as well. The amount of planes that show up, it's all random. So there is some degree of randomness. Not enough to devalue the game though. Whoa, shit. I will say that her moon form is a lot of just... It's too much. It's a little too much. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. As I said, this is one of the first, most challenging bosses in the game. She does have more forms than this, though. If I keep dying, she'll probably see more of them. knock this out right now. Whew. That's another one down. But she has a Gemini form, and she has... don't remember off the top of my head. I remember she has the Gemini form, which summons a giant orb that just fires bullets in a circle. It's kind of a pain, because it tracks you quite significantly. Sweet. Hildeberg is down. Right. Making good progress, even though I haven't done any. I'm gonna go back and do that run and gun level just so I can grab the spread shot. So each run and gun gives you 5 coins. Each upgrade costs roughly about that much, depending on, you know, what you're going for. Supers are excluded from the shop, obviously. They're mausoleum only. It makes your life easier if you pop them anyway. Well, most of the time anyway. This one you need to absolutely nail in order to get the coin, though. Oh, right, shit. These fucking piranha plants. And we're done.
Bravo!
From what they said, they wanted the run and gun levels to be the culmination to the boss, which I feel would have made the game a little too difficult. So I guess I broke it apart, which is fine. That works a lot better. I'm not going to do that run and gun up there because I know it is incredibly difficult, so I won't waste a ton of time doing it, because I know I will. I will grab the spread shot, though. Okay. Alright, there's one more boss here on this island before we're done. This game is not very long. I will say this game is, depending on how much of it you play or how good you are at Contra style games, you can beat this game in like a full day.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
This flower's my favorite though. Oh shit. Because he's jiving so hard. I love him. These brains suck. These brains suck. Yeah, I forgot his patterns though, so.
Good day for us. Well done. Here goes.
Yep, just teleport right into him. right. So I don't think I can destroy that flower. That's
A brawl is
just a
truly
guess.
crucial.
Just a
Here
guess.
goes.
Fuck. Oh shit. You have it dodged. Wow. Wow, this guy's kind of a jerk.
A great
I don't know how I did it so quickly the first time.
It's on.
I don't even know what he throws. Oh, great. Ooh, I didn't expect to
Good
last
day
this long
for
on
a
him,
well
honestly.
done. It's on.
Not to toot my own horn. Ha. Why am I not getting super? Oh, I'm not hitting him! That would be... yeah. Because I can only hit his face. Okay, see? Learning new things. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Ah! Right. I forgot that covers half the screen. There we go. Finally grabbed one. Jesus. And I die anyway. He does become significantly easier after the...
This
on his
match
final
will
form,
get
oddly
red
enough.
hot. And begin.
Oh shit. Really fucked that up. Got it. Awesome. Actually make my life a lot easier. Oh my god, what is that even? Where is it? Where is it? Got it. Sweet. Oh, right. Whoa. Whoa. Shit. Extreme pollination and total... yes.
Good day for a well done. Now go.
This might kill the rest of the hour, honestly. Oh shit. Oh shit. Stop. shits. Yeah, see, it's a little bit more predictable. Oh shit. You know, I say that as I die, and I was almost done. Whatever.
A
It
great
happens.
slam and then some. You're up.
But that's the thing, I've never gotten upset at this game for me dying. I get frustrated for my own incompetence like that. I'm just gonna retry, because I can't lose health that
A
early.
brawl is surely brewing.
But
Here
I get
goes.
upset at my own incompetence rather than the game being the culprit. So I don't know. I'm never one to be like, oh, this game is just at its core is just unfair and it's hard. I'm like what makes this game so difficult? Why am I considering it so difficult? Fuck off. And it's like I can usually trace my deaths or loss of life to my incompetence. See? Because I dodged into him and
A
trying
great
to
slam
avoid
and
something
then
else,
some.
I died.
And begin.
I remember when this game came out, a lot of people were blasting it for being too difficult. And I was like, isn't that part of the game though? Isn't it supposed to be tough? Like, I don't understand. And like, this game isn't that hard. Compared to some games I've seen, this game is not hard. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's not Dark Souls, because Dark Souls isn't hard either. It's challenging, it's difficult. Honestly, I would put a game like Divinity to be difficult, because the learning curve is so steep. It's actually incredibly hard to get into. I tried, I've had a couple friends like, hey, you should check out this game. I'm like, okay, cool. And we spent entire nights just trying to figure it out, and it's such a dense game, and it's not difficult because it's technically difficult, it's just difficult because it's impenetrable.
Here goes.
And I find that more frustrating than, you know, anything that Cuphead has ever been. Also, there's just games that are just broken. I am a staunch advocate of when the difficulty in a game is just like, oh, enemies have more HP or you get less HP. I hate that because it's such a cop-out. It makes no, like, I don't know, I hate it so much because it shows a lack of imagination. Like, if something's gonna be difficult, let it be difficult mechanically. Let, you know, enemies spawn randomly, or let enemies be faster, or be able to parry you. Difficulty is so hard to gauge these days. And like, if a game is just frustrating because it's frustrating, a good example for me would be Wolfenstein as a whole. That game is just annoyingly difficult because it's not fun. And I died. The first Wolfenstein I played on regular, and I was dying so much, I wasn't having fun. So then I'm like, I'm gonna bump it up, or down, to quote-unquote the baby difficulty, and I had so much fun playing that game after I bumped down the difficulty. I don't understand. And like, I get it, it's like a gag, like, oh, you know, you play in baby mode, whatever. But if I'm having fun in the baby mode, why would I, like, I understand people want to challenge, but when the challenge seems unfair, kind of like in Wolfenstein, where, like, not only do enemies have a ridiculous amount of health, the HP indicator is so crap in that game Like, you could die and not even realize until you're, like, at 2 HP, surrounded by 5 guys. And, like, when a game is so systematically broken like that, and touting, like, oh, it's so difficult, I'm like, no, it's not difficult. It's just, it was handled in such a way that makes the game difficult artificially. Because that's a huge part of Wolfenstein, just getting hoarded by enemies in, like, random rooms. And it was just not fun. Same thing happened with the sequel, actually. The same thing happened where they make it difficult. Like, the normal difficulty in Wolfenstein 2, the New Order, was so hard. And it was so difficult for no reason. Just that they would throw tons and tons of enemies at you in, like, a small amount of time. You were so unprepared always. You would die so often. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bother playing this game that's artificially difficult. I'm going to play a game I enjoy, and I'm gonna have fun. And same thing I did with Wolfenstein 1, I did with the second one. I bumped down the difficulty to the one right above easiest, and I had a blast playing that game. Sure, I didn't get the true, quote-unquote, Wolfenstein experience, whatever that is, but I did have fun. I had so much fun playing that game. And that's the thing. Difficulty is so arbitrary to enjoyment. Like, some people want a difficult game. Some people want, you know, Wolfenstein on insane, or let's say Doom on, like, some crazy high level. And if you get enjoyment out of it, cool. Awesome. More power to you. But if you're the type of person who doesn't like difficult games, and then you're condemning a game for being way too difficult, and it isn't really, you seem like a hypocrite. But that's a very long tangent and a whole different thing. But personally, I don't find this game difficult. It's mechanically very tight. The controls are responsive, the bullets are responsive, everything works well in this game. Like, again, there's never been a point where I'm just like, this boss is unfair. This mechanic is not fun. Sometimes it does get a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. But I've never been like, oh man, this game sucks because it's so difficult. I gotta get rid of this thing. But that's the thing. It's how many tries did it take me to kill this guy? I don't even know. I lost track after like the third time. But there was never a point where I'm just, oh man, this game sucks. It's so frustrating. The boss doesn't make any sense. The patterns don't make sense. This game is very RNG based when it comes to bosses, a lot of the time. But there's never been like, oh, now it's gonna do something completely random. Like, that's if, like, the flower got up and started walking around. That's not something that has happened. And look at that. In an hour, I've beaten the first island. And we get to beat my favorite character. This guy right here.
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, 'cause you ain't done everything. Bring me the those contracts, come on, bring 'em to the king. If you haven't finished your class, haven't worked assiduously, no, I cannot let you pass. Don't you mess with me. Don't mess with King Tide. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with King Tide. Don't mess with me.
I like how he has his own villain music. Even in Cuphead, morality systems. What's the time? Okay, so I have about 5 minutes. I'll showcase one of my favorite bosses, at least boss design. But this guy's an asshole. But his world is pretty cool.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go!
Oh, crap. Yeah, this guy's a fucking jerk. He looks like Zap from Futurama, though, which is pretty funny. But that background is so cool, and it's like live action. Apparently they filmed it, and they basically put like a rotating camera around it. So that's like a real miniature, which is so cool that they put in so much detail into this game. So much love. You can tell that there's love in this game, which is so awesome. Also, the puns are awful, and I absolutely love them.
Here's a real high-class bout. You're up!
This is about as bullet hell as it gets, honestly. I remember this guy took me so long to fucking kill. Or defeat. You don't really kill them, you just basically take their souls. Oh shit. I think I'll show another boss, just because I'm low on time and there's no way I can defeat one of these bosses. Their animations alone take so long. So this is a good indication, this is a good example of RNG.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes!
She summons a random one of these, I guess, candy people every time I defeat one of them. Sometimes you can tell who's gonna come out, but you, like, in general, you don't know who it's gonna be. She's also very upset at you. This candy corn is a jerk. Yeah. But you see, like, let me play it again.
This match will get red hot. You're up!
This guy's not very tough. I also thought he was gonna poop for the first time I saw him. Way to disprove me, game. Fuck. Shit, I'm just trying to parry this guy so I can fuck. Okay, one more time.
You're up!
Okay, so maybe they fixed it so it's not random anymore. Because this used to be a super random boss. but they made these little summons of hers simple enough so they don't feel unfair, I guess. Oh, see? So it's totally random. So now we have, I guess, a waffle? I don't know where waffles belong in candy, but here we are. Oh man, this gumball. No. This gumball's a jerk. He's so tough. Also, she just pops out with a shotgun and tries to kill me, which is awesome. Look at that smug ass gumball machine. Fucking asshole machine. So that'll will about do it. There's about 6 more bosses in this world. Also, this little handy pond shows me how many times I've died in the game, which is kind of like a I've died 35 times. Okay, thanks. Weird lagoon thing. But this game's great. I will do a 30 on 3. It should be up by Wednesday. But thanks for watching the first hour of Cuphead. If you haven't bought it, get it. This game is amazing. You will not regret buying this game.